Yo, what's going on? How you guys doing this beautiful, wonderful day out here in Montana? It is, I think, like negative. I don't have my phone on me. I don't know where I put my phone. Negative, I think 14. Last I checked, maybe 11. But there's no wind chill, so it actually feels not that cold, but it is cold. My name is Vincent Julius, and I like to do my talks with you guys. Just different topics, and this one is really close to the heart. I think this was one of my first real eye-opening experiences that I've experienced early on in life, from my teenage years to my early 20s. And I will always tell people that I had two depression states in my life. The first one, I was young, 10 or 11, not knowing I was there. Second one was when I was like 23, I believe, maybe even 22. But so the first one, I'll tell you my first one, okay? Just talking about depression, but this one isn't about depression. This one is actually about forgiveness and why forgiveness is important. Actually, the first one ties in with forgiveness, so I can't disregard the first one. Yeah, let me start with the first one, okay? I'll go with the first one, I'll go into the second one. So the first one, I was 10 or 11, middle school. I would say, I would say seventh grade was when it got kind of heavy all the way to eighth grade. I used to be bullied. I used to be made fun of. I used to just get picked on, for whatever the reasons, I don't know. I never like taunted people and, made them bully me. I was just one of those people that they chose to be the one. And honestly, looking back at it now, I could say I'm grateful that it happened, because it helped me be the person that I am now. And it taught me a lot about forgiveness. And that level of forgiveness came a little bit later in my life too. I can't pinpoint exactly when, but it did come nonetheless. And so anyways, I used to be physically bullied and verbally bullied. It was more verbal, but I had some physical stuff involved in there too, but not too much. And to think about it, it wasn't only at school. It happened to me at church with other kids. And more or less one, I wouldn't say kids, plural, it's really just one. But one kid used to mess with me, man. I don't know why. I didn't even know the kid. It just messed with me. Do I have the face of being bullied or something? Like, this is the bully face? I don't know. Couldn't even tell you, man. I don't know. But anyways, it just messed with me. Maybe kids have this ability to sense when somebody has that form of weakness or something in them. I don't know. I wouldn't say weakness, but a fragile part of them. I'm trying to find a different type of word to better understand this or to express this. They can just sense it. They can sense it. They just know that this kid right here, or this person, and not even look at me as a kid, but this person right here has something about them that I want to, because I can sense it, I can feel it, and I can fight back. But not big enough. I wasn't a big kid. I wasn't a strong kid. I wasn't any of those things. So, and in middle school, girls used to call me ugly. Guys would, physically kind of dominate over me. I had a close friend of mine. He would kind of bully me too. He was like that with other people too, but I say close friend because he was part of the close group of friends. And some people in their close group of friends have that one person who may be verbally aggressive towards them or physically aggressive towards them. And I have the physical one. And there was verbal too, but it is what it is. And yeah, it just got rough, because as a kid, you're not knowing how to express yourself. You're not knowing how to come to people. You think if you come tell your friend who's older, or a teenage friend, I guess, I don't know, or your parents at that, let alone your older sibling, that you tell them, and people may think you're a punk because you told that they're doing these things. And so I'm just in my head. I mean, I would assume that people who are being bullied are kind of going through something similar where they don't know how to express that part of themselves. And yeah, for those who are being bullied now in their own way, being bullied comes in different shapes and forms, but it can be mental. I think it can be physical. One, I would say stand up to them. If I can look back, I would stand up to them because it would teach them not to mess with you. But I didn't do that. But looking back at it now, I would do that because different forms of bullying has come my way or across me, and I would stop it because I know what happens with that. When you fight back or do something that it makes the bully kind of like, they're kind of gonna fight back now, and and seek help. Ask your family. Ask somebody who's gonna give you some sound advice, not somebody who's just gonna not really help you, but ask somebody who's in your heart that comes to mind that you want to talk to you about, hey, I need help. Go to them. But anyways, yeah, I got to that point where I was washing dishes one day and I was just upset. I think that I don't remember what happened that day, but there was something that day that really got to me. I don't know what it was. But man, I was washing dishes and I saw the knife. I had this knife. I looked at it. I'm like, this is big enough. It was probably like, 12 inches, I guess. And I put it like this towards my belly. I was over the sink. I was about to do it. I remember that feeling. I remember, but then I just let go. Because it just wasn't worth it, like, why do I want to hurt myself? I was thinking about the pain, like, is this going to kill me? Like, it probably wasn't going to kill me right away. Just the thought of that. God forbid. And thank God I didn't. Hallelujah, I didn't. But, I didn't. And that was my first depression to suicide. Suicide is real, you guys. Depression is real. Reach out to those who have depression. Sometimes they just need somebody to talk to. Now I'm gonna go to the second story, okay? And I'm gonna combine the two. Second one, that was more of my bachelor life. Doing dumb stuff. Some people live that life, some people don't. Really exploring things. Weed was definitely one of those things that became a heavy part of my life, and just reckless living, and I could talk about it now because I've got to a place where I can speak on it. And honestly, this is the first time I've ever on video spoke about me and weed. Yes, I have smoked weed. Yes, I have done edibles. That's in terms of drugs, that's the only thing I've ever done. And I made a declaration as of January 9th of this year that I quit smoking weed, done with weed, done. Anyways, living that fast bachelor life, different girls in my life and everything, and it just caught up with me. And yes, people, for those who know me, that is something that I have done. I'm not perfect. I can smile all day, but that don't mean I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. No, not one person is perfect. I done my dumb stuff, Anyways, I just didn't know why I hit this depressing. I just went down. I don't know why. I thought that living this life would bring me to a place of notoriety, but no, far from it. No, I realized that I was digging myself into a deeper hole, and wasn't for it. And I just hit a depressed state. And I just remember doing more meditating and stuff like that, and seeing what was going on. Like, I tapped in with that depression. Like, I went into that level, or that deepness of depression, and seeing what was going on with me internally and stuff. And meditation is real, you guys. When you take the time to meditate, it helps navigate what's going on with you, so that way you can navigate yourself out of it. But you have to go into it. That's the thing. You have to go into the depression. You have to go towards it in order to understand what's going on, so go into it. Anyways, I was reflecting upon, in this meditative state, my last relationship, my ex in high school. And I've only told people this story in person, never actually spoke on this on camera because, I'm not going to tell everybody. But anyways, I reflected upon that. We were only 2 years apart. I was older. She was definitely more in the faster part of life. The way my mom broke it down was, just living life too fast for her age and not being her age. And, just imagine this. Just think of somebody in your life who's in their teenage years, 15, 16, whatever, 17, even 18, but trying to treat their relationship, the boyfriend or girlfriend, as if they're married. Now, for those who are married, the life of marriage is a whole different ball field from being a boyfriend girlfriend. It's a whole different area, and yeah. Don't be too fast. Tell your siblings who are young and trying to be fast, don't be too fast. Don't be too quick to get in a relationship, especially if you're just thinking it's just to be have intention with somebody, just to have that connection sexually and trying to do things as if you're married and putting pressure on that person to be somebody that they're not. You know what I mean? Like, teach them how to be who they are first, to live their life, so that way if somebody does come across their life, they have that mutual understanding to where they can work with each other and not try to bring that person to another life that even this person isn't ready for yet, and they don't even fully understand because they're just trying to live their life too fast. Okay, so that's a fast person. I'm gonna fix my camera 1 second. It's going downward, and I don't like that. I want this to stay tight. Okay, I think we're good here. Boom. All right. Okay. All right. So yeah, living a life that's too fast. Okay. So anyways, I just reflected upon the behavior of that relationship and how it started to go downhill. I was cheated on, you know what I mean? Like, for whatever reason, I can assume the reason why, because I wasn't living up to the expectations that she wanted of me. And keep this in mind, she's younger than me. I'm older. It should be the other way around, but it wasn't that. I was just living my life. I'm just being me, okay? I'm just being me. So anyways, yeah, just the relationship didn't work out. We were off and on after a certain point of our relationship, and then it finally got broke off. I was just over it and I was done. I was like, it's just time for me to live my life. It's time for me to move forward and, go on. Anyways, so I reached out to her. This is me after the whole meditating stuff, seeing what's going on. Now, I was a teenager, okay? 17. Well, 17 was when we first got together, I believe. And then pretty much like 2021 was the years where we were off and on. Like, this wasn't what it was. It just wasn't anymore. Anyways, I reached out to her because I wanted to say sorry to her. Now, some would think, why are you saying sorry to her? She did this to you. Woo, 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 woo. Take time to listen, okay? Just really take notes, okay? Because this is, if you're saying that, if you're thinking this video is specifically for you, okay? Forgiveness is important. So I said, hey, I want to reach out to you and say sorry about how things turned out in our relationship. I realized I wasn't the boyfriend that you needed. I didn't know how to communicate with you. I didn't have the money to take you out on dates and do things with you. I wasn't thinking forward. I just wasn't there, so I'm sorry that I wasn't that type of person for you. I was young, I was immature, I didn't know. And she wrote back and said, hey, I don't want to talk to you. This isn't the right time. Me and my man are going through stuff, so no, just stay away. I wasn't expecting that response because I'm like, I didn't do anything to you. I just said sorry. You know what I mean? Like, I just said sorry. And yeah, so that was that. I was like, all right, peace. I'm out. I said my piece. I felt some weight come off me. I felt something a little loose, Time passes, maybe 3 months, I'd say. I'm going to say 3 months. She writes me back, And maybe, it might have even been 3 weeks. I don't know. The time spent doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when she wrote back. Just know that she wrote me back. And she said, hey, I want to apologize to you because I was the one who was doing things, and I've done some things that I didn't even tell you. Now, I didn't care that she didn't tell me. And at this point, it's already, I was like, yeah, sorry, or she said sorry, and I should be asking for forgiveness from you, and this and that. And I wrote back and everything. I don't remember what I wrote back. That was just the last thing I remember. And I felt a weight come off of my shoulders. Oh my gosh. I felt it come off of me. And it was so relieving. That depression, that spirit of depression came off of me. There was something that was on me from something else in my past that was weighing me down, and it got to me, and I just had to sit with it and understand and dive deep on why this was happening. And I figured out why. And forgiveness is what brought that weight off of me. And some of you guys may be having that weight on you. And forgiveness is so important. Some people have done you wrong. I get it. I haven't lived your life. You haven't lived my life. But forgiveness is universal. It's for everybody. It's even for those who've done you wrong. And it's also for you. Forgive them. You got to move forward because you're probably living the life of what has happened to you now. Like it's equating from what happened in the past to how you're living your life now. And it probably isn't serving you. You're probably using that as fuel, and that could be rage, anger, unforgiveness, resentment. It's fueling you, and you might be in other people's ear to teach them how to have the same thing, and that's not good. That's actually pretty wicked. So don't do that. Teach forgiveness. Preach that so that way they can not go through the same thing as you're going through, if that makes sense. You don't want people to go through what you're going through. You don't want people to be angry like you. You don't want people to be resentful like you. You don't want people to be angry like you. That's not a good trait to have. It's good to have righteous judgment. It is good to have righteous anger. It is good to have that righteousness so that way you can correct it. But if you're just having anger to be angry, then you're not serving anybody. You're not even serving yourself. You're actually growing something in you that's actually harming you. And anytime you go to somebody else, guess what's coming out of your mouth? All right, let me go back to that first and second story thing. So with middle school, and this was before, I forgave those in middle school, but I want to tell this impact of a story of the first one or the second story, but this first one and how they correlate. I forgave those who said what they said to me in the past, even if I don't even know them, or even if I never even got a chance to talk to them. I even told some of my closest friends that, hey, you were a part of that too, this and that. And they even said, hey, I'm sorry, we didn't know. All good, man. We're close friends. We're good. You didn't know neither, because I had to understand something about them. We're in middle school. We're kids. We don't know. We're immature. We don't know. So I had to forgive them because I was at the age where I was a teen adult, whatever, looking back, like we were just kids. They didn't know. So I'm not going to hold it against them. Why am I holding it against them? You know what I mean? Like, no, it's not worth it. It's not. That's like me now being 34 years old, looking at another 12 or 13-year-old doing something to somebody and holding resentment towards them. I have to be mature enough to understand that they're immature, right? So I had to forgive them. It was the same thing with my ex. I had to forgive her because she was young. She was immature. I'm pretty sure she's more mature now. I hope and pray that she's doing well. I really do. I hope that. She has a family of her own, a husband of her own. Last I checked, I don't know. But she has that, I pray that it's going well because I'm married to have a kid now. Because I kind of understand now, you know what I mean? Like you better let go of that past. Don't bring it to what's presently happening. So, anyways, I had to forgive those in that time span, because I remember hearing about the Bible. Vengeance isn't yours; it's the Lord's. That's what He says. It's mine, and I don't want to have to think that I have to do something to them for them to feel my pain. I let God handle that because that can come back to me tenfold if I'm trying to do something to somebody else's life, and they can, you know, what's his name? Evil begets evil. So if I'm doing something evil to them, they're gonna do something evil to me. I want no smokes, because some people are crazy out here in this world. I want no smokes. I want none of that. So I forgave them. I was like, you know what, God, you do it. You and they're kids, you know. So I'm thinking, like, if that time has passed, they already got theirs, then cool. I don't need to see that it's happened to them. Life has already happened to them. I don't need to see that it happened. I'm gonna forgive them. I'm gonna move forward, because I can't hold on to that. So that level of forgiveness has taught me nowadays to how to forgive people quickly. Forgive them quick. Don't hold on to it. Don't, because they may even be older than me, if not the same age. They may not understand, so they're immature in this area. When I mean immature, it doesn't mean they're being little kids. I mean, they may be ignorant of something, immature about it. I'm not gonna hold it against them, because they don't know. I can tell them all I want. If they don't want to get it or understand it, I'm not gonna hold it against them. So why should I waste my time? The most I can do for them is pray for them and let them go. Give them to God. Give them to God. It's not my battle. We battle against, we don't battle against the flesh. We battle against the spirit. That's the things we battle against, not the flesh. Somebody can give me this all day. I can take that. I can take these. Trust me, I can. But they're throwing something else at me, some other stuff. That's a whole different battle. Whole different battle. And y'all know what I'm talking about. So, speaking of that, if somebody, even if you don't know it, if somebody is what I mean, they don't know it. You don't know that somebody's saying these things. But if you feel like some words are being said about you for whatever the reason, pray against that. You pray, Lord, Heavenly Father, if somebody's saying something about me, over my life, over my family, that isn't aligned with your will, I rebuke it. It's not gonna be here, Lord. What do you say about me, Lord? What are your words about me? And that brings peace to me, because now I'm going to God. I'm not letting those people's words fester around me and attack my family. F that, yo. Real talk. F that. No. Get it away from you. And forgive them. They know not what they do. So, yeah, guys, forgiveness is so important, because if you hold on to that, it affects you and how you talk and how you behave and how you treat other people. I see it all the time. I see it. One of the main things I hear that from usually is people from church hurt. The church hurt people. The people who were judged at church, the people who has had said things. Let me get that right. Who had words said to them that was very judgmental, very hurtful, and it stung, like got deep, because it pushed them away, because they came to the church to get their relationship with Christ. Or some of them came to their church just to kind of learn something. And they probably already had this preconceived thought, these people are gonna judge me. And when somebody pointed it out, that what they have on them, they got real, oh, you said this about me. Were they wrong? Maybe the delivery was wrong, wasn't the greatest, but were they wrong? My pastor has taught me and us at the time, the church, he taught us, chew the meat, spit out the bones. What are they telling you? Did you get the message? Did you get the message? That's the real thing. Yes, there are some things that's going to hurt you. There are some things that's going to bring you down if you allow it. There are some things that are going to lift you up. You got to know how it's lifting you up. There are some things that some people think, this happened to me. No, it happened for you. It happened for you. But you got to see how it happened for you. The things that happened to me, being bullied, my last relationship stuff, and going through all this dumb, stupid stuff along the way, that happened for me, so that way I can become who I am now, so I can talk to you guys about these things. Because how can somebody who hasn't gone through the steps of forgiveness and growth tell the next person how to go through it? They actually haven't gone through it themselves. Story of all of our lives in a way, but specifically about forgiveness. We have to forgive. We have to let go. We can't let those things hold on. We cannot, because it's going to really, really affect us. So really let those people go who has hurt you. Forgive them. Forgive them. Oh, you're probably fighting the urge because you're saying, oh, I hate them, or oh, they did this to me. They did this to my mom. They did this to my dad. They did this to my sister. They did this to my brother, my cousin, my friend. Let it go. You telling me you want to go to the grave with that in you still? You're telling me you want to tell that to you? You want to, here's the thing with kids. I'm talking about going towards, you don't want to tell your kids these things, but you're telling me that you want to allow what's been happening to you, how you've been feeling about these people, to subconsciously teach your children these things. You're telling me you want them to have that same type of feeling you have? Nah. Teach your kids forgiveness early. Teach your kids love early, because there's some people in their family or in their friends group that needs that love, and that might need to come from you or your children. Some of you saying, F that, I want my kids near all that, then you're still the problem then, not them. The truth. It's the truth. Sorry, that's one of those like, because you're still fighting. You're still trying to hold on. You don't want to let go of that anger, that resentment, that frustration. You don't want to let go because they did these things to you. And you're probably questioning, why did they do these things? They know not what they do. They don't know. You think they know, but you're not in their shoes to dictate what they know, because they're not in your shoes to dictate what you think and what you know. Come on now. I'm just saying. You can't dictate what's actually going on in their lives. You can't dictate why they do things that what they do. Like, you can't. It's just what it is. You got to understand, people are people at the end of the day, but you're not battling against their flesh. That's something you have to look past. There's something beyond the flesh, because this is temporary. Everybody can have skin and all these different stuff and treat you the same way or treat you differently. But there's something about them that's in their life that's invisible, that's coming to you, that's coming through them. And it's the same thing about you. If you're having this unforgiving heart, a resentful heart, guess what's emitting from you? Need I say it? Need I say it? It's already emitting from you. And guess who's getting some of that? Those close to you. If you're married, your wife. If you have any kids, your kids. If you have any friends, your friends. If you have work colleagues, your work colleagues. All that, it doesn't matter. It's emitting from you. It is. It just is. It is better to forgive, because those people, I'm going to go with your friends group. Those friends group of yours are probably those who have the same relating thing with you. It may not even be forgiveness. It may just be drinking, smoking, talking a certain way, very vulgar, very disrespectful towards women, or very disrespectful towards men, hate men's speech, hate women's speech, bigotry, sexism, all those things. It is what it is. But you're emitting that from you. That's why we have the friends that we have. You can't blame nobody. You don't blame those people who have done something to you at that time, where you're at now. You got yourself to that point now because you allowed it to. And I'm not pointing fingers. Let me just make this clear. I'm not pointing fingers at you. I'm saying you didn't have the tools to actually work yourself through it. And the tools that I'm giving you is to first pray about it. Pray that God gives you the tools, which is already given to you, to be honest. Let me say this. Pray that God opens your heart in the area that is hard, because there's a soft spot there. Ask him to open that part of your heart, so that way you can have it be revealed to you on what's going on and how to have peace about it. And then forgive, and let it go. So that way you can be a better person towards your wife or husband, your kids, your friends, your work colleagues, doesn't matter. You're going to emit that. You're going to emit what's coming out of you to them. Okay? So really take that time to dive into that area of yourself It may not be depression. It may just be anger. It may be resentment. It may be wrath. It may be sadness. It may be sorrow. Lean into that. You got to go into it, because I'm going into things like that on my own, and I'm learning that I had to let go of some things. Weed was one of them. That was something from my past that I couldn't have stay here in my current life. It doesn't serve me anymore. It doesn't do me any good. Being more consistent, showing up more, you know what I mean? So I'm learning this is a new life for me. I can't relive my old life and try to bring that here. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So yeah, that was my spiel on forgiveness. I hope you guys got something out of this. I hope that as you were listening to this, and I do hope that you listened to this whole video, that things were coming into your heart, and there was some conviction there. Conviction on should I? Yes, you should. Let it go. Don't die with these things in you. I'm saying I don't want to be too negative, too deep in this area, but I say this is how I think. I say death or die in these cases because I want to die empty from those things, and I want to die empty with the gifts that was given to me. I want to be able to know that I've lived the life of getting all those things out that was given to me, all these gifts, all these skills. I want to make sure that I was getting it out. I got it out of me, because I don't want to hold those things in me, and then somebody in this world needed that from me. Of all freaking trillion, billions of people in this world, they needed to hear that from me. They needed to see that from me. They needed to hear that from me. Yes, you are somebody that somebody in this world needs to hear from. There's something about the way you look. There's something about the way you sound. There's something about the way you walk that they needed to see and hear and experience from you. Don't let that thing stay with you when you leave this world. Your kids need to hear that from you. Your wife needs to hear that from you. Your husband needs to hear that from you. They need to. They got to see you walking you. They got to see you walking the flesh that it was given to you. I'm trying to say something different. They got to see you walking the purpose that was given to you. They got to see it, because it's going to teach them how to do the same thing. Truth be told. All right. I think that's it, you guys. I think that's all that's in me that I want to talk to you guys about. Hey, once again, forgive, love, share joy, share peace. Share it. We need it. I need it. Catch you guys on the next one. Once again, my name is Vincent Julius. I hope you guys enjoyed this whole video. I got plenty more in me. This is just one of them that was just, I had to tell you guys. Last but not least, trust God and chill. Deuces.